Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May, and we are talking a few topics today. I'm going to talk about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are feuding again because Kanye is using their daughter Northwest in a very controversial song. Kim's not liking it. So we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about a new mental illness that just dropped. Do you have
New
it?
menty bee?
New menty bee. According to Republican lawmakers. We'll get into it. It's actually fucking hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait.
And
I for sure have it.
Yeah, we might actually. To be honest, we'll dive into the symptoms of this. And if you're trying to do butt stuff, well, good fucking luck, okay? Because poppers are being banned by the FDA.
Maybe that makes sense.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about them, but I'm listening. I can't wait to learn more. Well, on my side, I have two topics. We're going to be talking about Southwest Airlines has turned evil. They've gotten their dark side on.
Have they always been evil? Or
no, they were really pretty great for a long time.
Great. I thought they were a horrible airline.
No, well, they're not ritzy, but they'll get you from point A to point B, and they have had some good policies and a lot of loyalty as a result. So way more in the South. I don't think anyone in the North, they just don't service as much up here.
Yeah.
So up here, you're like, well, I don't want to lay over in Tacoma.
No.
So
is
it's
that
tough.
a real place?
Exactly. So they are having a lot of issues. I'll talk more about those. And then a group that is finally getting out of some of its issues, the astronauts that were stranded in space. Remember these guys?
This. Yes. And it's been a very long time.
9 months.
Wow.
Something like that. So they are being rescued, folks. We're going to talk more about the attempts to they're trying to rescue them, actually. Everything's failed so far. So
Damn.
God bless. We'll see if they kind of get out of there. Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
Wow.
Did we already talk about your water shoes at the club? Did we?
I mean, I obviously told you. I don't think we talked about it on the pod.
Oh my God. Please
Water
tell
shoes
this
at the
story.
club.
Water shoes at the club.
God, what was the name of that club? So last weekend,
Faina.
I was in Miami visiting my dear friend Andrea with my good friend Kaya, who I was very, very excited to see these two. They have very, very big girl jobs and very little time. So I stole as much time from them as possible, and they were like, let's go to the club.
Great.
And Laura had been coming from a 2-week trip in California, my part-time home nowadays, and I had no stripper heels. Didn't bring them.
Which is a requirement in Miami.
It
Anywhere you
is.
go.
You wear them to the beach. You wear them all over. That's just
Went to the pool. Definitely the pool.
What those women be doing.
Yes.
And I arrived with some, I thought, very tasteful, nice. You know those black platform sandals?
I can picture them. Yes, I have similar ones.
They're they're like elevated. Right.
They're not flip flops at the club. They're like,
it's a look.
it's a look.
I thought. So I decide to go. We're going to this, and it's not like a full club. It's like a nice, it's the living room at the Faina, so it's like really, really nice. Cocktails are like shoot yourself in the face,
Jesus.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Like one of those. And Dave Chappelle was there.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Really random.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you know what? I'm dealing with another thing.
Yeah.
So you forget it. So I go to the line, and they knew some of the people there, and they were trying to get us in front of the line, and successfully we were being those fucking obnoxious bitches, right?
Yeah.
Until my stupid ass, this has never happened to me. I get up there, she looks at my shoes and goes, we don't allow sandals.
Shut up.
And I was like,
It was a woman?
yes.
Hater.
And I was like, oh my God, I need Botox. Because I'll tell you this, if you can pull off some shit.
If you're Gen Z, for sure. They wear the ugliest shit all the time.
Ugliest shit. And yeah, I was like, all right, well, this is really hurting my self-esteem that you're hating on my shoes.
Yeah, but what's about to happen is going to boost your self-esteem.
Oh, it boosted it way the fuck up. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
So I get declined from the club, and my good friend Kaya comes with me, and we're like, God. And Andrea and her friend, her other friend, and her boyfriend go into there. And we're like, we're going to go to CVS to get heels.
Honestly, in Miami, I'd be like, okay, maybe.
That's what I thought, because they were literally like, you could try like to go get some.
You could
and then
try
come back.
CVS.
And I was like, bet, all right, I'm going to CVS. And at this point, I was like, there's no fucking way.
Wait, sorry. So the criteria was heels or this is important.
Or yes, you're right.
Closed-toed
Or
shoes.
Closed-toed shoes. They said the example being ballet flats. And I was like, well, CVS, you know how CVS sometimes has those like Save Me ballet flats that you put in your purse?
Yes.
Fantastic invention, by the way. You take them and you like unroll them and they're like pieces of shit. But they like, if you are at the club and your triple heels, you toss them on at the end of the night. So you don't have to walk home or whatever you're doing in your heels. CVS should have had those, folks. They should have had those. Instead, I go there and they're like, what are you, out of your mind? We don't have heels or ballet flats. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm looking at all the options with Kaya and we see
Oh my God.
some water shoes. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not getting into this place. Like, who cares?
Might as well drop, $15 on these water shoes.
Might as well do a bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they took them, this living room place, they were taking themselves so fucking seriously. Like, and everybody around looked like, I mean, there were a bunch of hookers there. Like,
Yeah, no, legitimately hookers.
legitimately. We saw so many prostitutes that weekend.
Well, yeah.
It was really fun. It was honestly one of my favorite things. Like, we were at the bar.
Spotting
we were
the
like,
prostitutes.
hooker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And I was honestly like, work it. Like, you look great. They were high end.
Sure.
Not me and not the CVS employees. They were like, what are you doing? Like, what can we help you with? And I find these men's water shoes, not even women's water shoes, men's water shoes. Because it was size 11, folks.
Oh my God.
Limited options. Like big fucking shoes with the little pulling strap on the back. And I'm wearing them around CVS and we're laughing. And we're like, let's just.
Like, obviously this isn't going to work. This is just fucking hilarious.
Obviously not going to work, but like, wouldn't it be funny to go back? And poor Andrea's calling us frantically. She's like, hey, like, I'm going to come out. Are you guys, did you find something? Like, I'm going to leave, like, to come meet you. And we're like, no, like, we found something.
Yeah, well, we found something.
I was like, no, we found something. We're coming back now. And she's like, awesome. And we get back. Here's the other thing. I'm wearing shoes that I like and would like to keep.
Yeah.
So I go to the bushes. I hide my shoes.
Oh my God.
In the bushes. I'm just like, I don't know. If you find them, fucking enjoy your size 11 women's platform sandals.
It would be such a specific person. They would be like, this is truly Cinderella. I cannot fucking believe I found these perfect sandals that are my size, and I'm the only other size.
Crazy. It's me and like a bunch of trans women.
It's you and Paris Hilton.
Literally.
That's it.
Yeah. This is actually, quick side note, I did actually have this exact same thing happen to, not exact same thing, but my sandals got stolen in Vegas at a pool party. And size 11 sandals, and then I found them outside because someone had been wearing them and was like, "Who the fuck? These are way too big. I don't need this.
Crazy. What are these clown shoes? The fuck?"
And I was like, "Great!" Put them back on and waltzed out. So then I'm wearing water shoes, and I had already talked to a lot of staff members at the Faena about like where to go. Like I was like, where's the CVS that would still be open that you'd recommend? And they were helping me. So the guy in the lobby is kind of like, he sees and is just like, good luck, fucking.
Wow.
Good luck.
Wow.
And I go back up there, and Kaya was like unbelievable. She walks up first and she goes, hey, yeah, we were just here. We're going back in with Andrea. We went and got switched shoes.
Oh my God.
So confident.
Switch shoes.
Yeah, the
No big
bouncer's
deal.
just like, I don't fucking care. The other lady, like, there's kind of it's crowded. So she starts walking in, and I kind of like walk right behind her, flopping behind her in my
Oh
water
my
shoes.
God.
And I get through the entrance and bolt into
Yeah.
the
Me and my water shoes. Thank God. I mean, you have these like, Usain Bolt running shoes on, basically.
Yeah, I was so comfortable.
Yeah,
it was
bet.
unbelievable. I high key recommend wearing water shoes to the club if you can. I was flipping around the whole time.
Yeah.
I will say, men really enjoyed that. They were like,
yes,
this I need to talk to her about.
I mean, I could see that.
It was a
very
fabulous
funny.
Honestly, if you're single and you are trying to go and pick up dudes, high key recommend doing something weird like that with your shoes or something like that.
Throw on some fucking water shoes.
Because
okay?
they were like, I'm not even necessarily trying to fuck you. I just need to know what's going on here.
Yeah, what is the story? You are wearing water shoes at this exclusive club. What's the story?
Dave Chappelle is here, all right? Why are you in water shoes and everybody else is in literally 4-inch heels?
Yeah, try less. Just do less.
Do less.
Go to CVS for your shoes.
Someone goes, you bring your boat here? I was like, that's a pretty good line. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you're like, I guess we have to have sex.
You didn't bring your boat here?
Yeah.
I thought this was Miami.
You didn't come directly from the beach? And you don't wear water shoes on the beach as an adult?
What is wrong with you? I still
Maybe
have...
wearing the water shoes to like walk on the beach. Good move.
Honestly, I'm going to bring them to the Bachelorette.
Why not?
It's kind of a bit at this point.
Yeah, it is kind of a bit. We should go out in some exclusive
That'd be
but
funny.
maybe bring it back up in case we get fucking...
In case they're not as cool as the living room in Faina.
In case they're like, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is a real establishment.
By the way, speaking of needing Botox, I've been getting called ma'am quite a bit.
It's rude.
Lately.
It's rude.
And I'm like, okay, I'm a 34-year-old woman. I'm not like over the hill yet, but I think it's the baby of it all. Like,
Well,
I'll be
if you're
places-
walking around with a baby, that's,
Yeah.
I get it.
If I was like 22 with a baby and I got called ma'am, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm in ma'am territory
Right.
now, you know?
I birthed this. My vagina's a man, I'll tell you that.
Ooh. Lord have mercy. Speaking of spawn of two people,
Yes.
Speaking of babies, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are in a feud right now because Kanye West dropped a song featuring North West and Diddy
Oh my God.
of sexual assault and in jail fame. And Kim Kardashian was like, hey, don't fucking do that. Really, it's against my wishes to literally have our daughter on working with a sex predator. And
What
all
are we
that shit.
doing? Also, isn't Diddy in jail? So did he like send a sample or something?
Something like that. And then I actually didn't listen
either
to the
way.
song, but yeah, something like that. And the sample of her is, actually there was a recording of Kanye talking to Diddy, and it was like a lot of them going back and forth. Like, I know you're innocent, man. I'll get you out of there, man. Like,
oh my God.
all of that shit.
Is Diddy an idiot? Why would you involve Kanye when you're trying to go to a real court with
Right.
real judges and convince them you're innocent?
God only knows.
This doesn't help. I'll
No.
tell you that. This is not helpful.
No, it's not. And there was also recording of Northwest in the song, and Kim Kardashian has trademarked all of her kids.
Yeah.
So she's saying basically she has the trademarking rights, and that if North wants to be a part of the song, she can say so at 18 years old. But for now, it's like, no, we're not doing this. The song, by
Right.
the way, if you guys want to look it up and listen to it, is Lonely Road Still Go to Sunshine. It dropped on X.
It's a kid's song.
It's a children's bop. I'll play it for Van.
It's kids bop.
But yeah, so they're, I mean, could you fucking imagine? Like, I feel like Kim K was like, you know what? My life is not chaotic enough. There's not enough going on. I definitely didn't have a sex tape come out when I was young. I didn't have all these scandals. I wasn't held at gunpoint in Paris. I'm not one of the biggest celebrities in the world.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was crazy. But it's like, I'm going to marry someone who is a certified lunatic.
Yeah.
Nazi now, I
Nazi.
guess. And
A proud Nazi, which is like
scarier.
wild.
You got to be shameful. You got to
You
have
gotta be
hoods on in the woods.
Quiet
You know what I mean?
Nazis.
Quiet
Miss
Nazis.
Quiet one.
Yes.
Now they are really out there.
Listen, if you're gonna be like I consider myself a '90s Democrat, right? I am like very common sense. So you should be a '90s Nazi, okay? You should be burning crosses in the forest where no one can see you.
We could say like, oh yeah, of course. Like there's always going to be the 0.01% of lunatics, and that's what those are. And instead, I'm like, oh no, are they hitting a full percent?
Oh, it's mainstream,
They're
baby.
out in the open. This is a real problem.
It's been mainstream for a minute.
We need to get rid of them.
Anyway, yeah. So she decided, hey, let me procreate 4 times with this man.
I mean, Kim Kardashian is a complicated character in our
She
media
is.
landscape, and currently, I'm not really feeling her right now.
Why?
You know?
What did she do?
She's doing all this stuff with the Cybertruck too.
Oh, I've seen
She's
that.
been doing a lot of promo for the Cybertruck, which is just like, I mean, I know she's getting asked to by literally the president, and that's a tough situation, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one. But
Yeah.
like, it's not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't like it. And then also the fact that she's continuing to make bad judgment calls. Why do you keep having sex with Kanye and having kids? How did that happen?
I don't know. She's just she's chaotic.
Yeah.
I did remember when she was being a lawyer for a minute there?
Yeah, and then she couldn't pass the bar or something like that.
Oh, I don't know about that. But she did help. She helped somebody get out of. She was exonerated someone from prison. I do remember that.
That's nice.
So she's done some good things.
I mean, like everybody,
she made Skims.
Skims
is great.
Skims are great. She is very complicated. I think there's some cool. She's very of the times.
Yeah,
it's not all bad. It's certainly not all good at the same time.
Yeah, well, no one's an angel, I guess. But but she. I mean, in this case, I am definitely on.
100%. I'm more mad that she continued. How does he still have any rights to these kids?
I don't know. Apparently,
what the hell is going on in California?
That's something that he's talked about too, where he's like, I don't want to just see the kids. I want to raise them. And basically, what Kim should be focusing on is making sure that she has all the decision power, like where they go to school and stuff like that. Because he's a fucking crazy person.
I mean, he had a cult school. I'm sure he was probably go to the cult school.
Right. And I don't think they went to the cult school because Kim was like, we're not sending our children to your cult.
No, we want them to actually be able to read
or something like that
and do math.
Maybe
know about chemistry.
I saw this in passing, but I saw that the literacy rate of Gen Z is
they're dumb.
Nothing.
I'm really sorry about that, folks. Gen Z, holy shit. They are not good at the academics right now, minus the ones who are really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's the kids who had the parents who unfortunately had the resources to really take care of them. They're obviously fine, but just as a group, they're struggling and their attention spans are terrible too.
Yeah, I mean my attention span is terrible.
Yeah, but we didn't have all those distractions while our brains were forming.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine the impact it would have on just you're really plasticky or whatever. What is it called when your brain's still developing? Neuroplasticity is super high or whatever it is. Oof. And you're just continuing to shoot it up with cortisol and the endorphins and the little hits of dopamine from each one of your scrolls. It's just,
and every you get, you're like, this is my self-worth.
It's awful.
It really is terrible.
I feel so bad for them. Good luck raising a kid.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Yeah.
But again, you're in a lucky position to be able to be put them on the straight and narrow,
Yeah.
Force them.
Yeah. By the way, there was the other day on my stoop, there was a fist fight on my stoop.
No way.
Yes. It was fucking crazy. So I had my sister and her kids in town and they live in the suburbs of Boston.
Oh, this is the worst time that this could happen.
Very safe suburb. And we were like, yeah, our neighborhood's super nice. Nothing really happened, which is by and large true.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and there was just a gaggle of teenagers on our stoop, literally right at the bottom of our stoop, and all of a sudden we see them fucking going crazy, hair pulling, all this shit. There was blood on the sidewalk.
No,
they were girls. They were girls. It was fucking nuts.
Hell yeah, ladies.
And so
ladies be doing it too.
And Mark went out there this begrudging boomer guy, and he just goes up there and he's like, excuse me, can you guys just, if you're gonna do this, can you just move it down?
Would you mind just we don't want blood on the stoop.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna call the cops or anything, but could you just move this fucking crazy ass fist fight 10 feet that way?
Head on down to the Stop and Shop. How you do over there?
Stop and Shop has some riffraff in front of it, I'll tell you that.
It's always shenanigans down there.
Shenanigans.
Well, it's New York. There's a lot going on.
Oh my god, it was fucking crazy. My sister was like, I can't believe you're raising Van here. I was like, this has never happened. This has literally never happened.
I will say the one other violence that I've seen in this neighborhood was when some guy was running from the cops and then turned around to shoot at the cops and they shot him and killed him.
Whoa. When was that?
In the plaza, 2 years ago.
Damn.
And I walked up right after, I heard the gunshots and was like, uh-oh. And there's, of course, no self-preservation skills. Just kept on marching right up. I was like, I probably need to get in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to shoot at the police, they're going to shoot you back.
It was one of those things where it was also during the period where it was unfortunately a black guy who got killed. And all the people around, it's a very mixed neighborhood. We were all like, no, the cops were fine on this one.
Yeah.
People were standing there because the man had been shooting in this crowded plaza. He could easily have hit a kid, me,
Anyone, a
me,
innocent pedestrian, or the police chasing him.
the
They're
police, also humans.
Yeah, right. They're trying
Or
to.
a dog, like anything. They were just like, you don't fuck with that. Not in New York. We're not shooting around in crowded areas. Like,
Where are we doing that?
Yeah. I don't know about your business in other states, folks. That's not my business. But here, we're not doing it.
Yeah. I'm like, Massachusetts does that all the time. What do you
Yeah. I mean, I lived in Texas, and I'll tell you what.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That shit is wild. Yeah, but it was the craziest fucking thing ever. It was insane. And then apparently over by Barclays, there's a bunch of other fights. I think it's like something that happens every Friday or something. That's what the cops were saying.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, depending on the concert that's getting out,
Yeah.
they're like, woo!
Yeah.
What a fight. Or they do WWE there.
Oh, wow.
Come out of that.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. You're like, I'm going to SmackDown out here. Right now. Or the Wiggles come to town
Or the
sometimes.
Wiggles. I'll be there with my baby, and then we're going to get in a fist fight with some other mom and baby at the
Maybe.
end.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
So one thing that Kanye said, he responded to Kim, and he said, you have to amend this family trademark. You have to amend it, or I'm going to war, and neither of us will recover from the public fallout. You're going to have to kill me.
Woo!
So,
Relax.
He's fucking crazy,
That is not a great quote to go to court with, Kanye.
No.
Where they would do the amendment.
Yeah.
So, man. Also, Diddy, once again, terrible for your case.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
I guess maybe he needs some funds right now. He's like, how
guess.
many streams is that going to get?
Yeah, right.
He's like, can I tour with you after?
I wonder if Diddy, because he's been a celebrity for so long, and celebrities just get special treatment everywhere they go, obviously. Like, Bill Cosby got out of jail, things like that.
Right.
He's probably like,
Oh, yeah, could be.
he's probably like, oh, LOL, I'll be out of jail in like 2 years.
I mean,
Probably
he's
thinks that.
probably hoping for that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. They're going to clearly the public perception on him is that he's wicked guilty. I think we can all agree there. And then also, but I don't know what the charges actually stand for, like how many years they would cause.
I would bet a lot.
It seems like they should.
But, God bless.
But,
Well, hopefully he
we're
gets...
not lawyers, not like Kim Kardashian.
Not like Kim Kardashian. Hopefully he gets all of his years on Earth.
Full-blown jail.
Okay.
With SBF.
What do you got?
All right. Well, I'll tell you about Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines. Have you ever flown them?
I have, and it was not great. My experience.
So it's so funny because right now they've been they're making a lot of changes on their programs. Previously, part of the appeal was that you could do 2 free checked bags, and that is actually substantial savings. Like if you're trying to haul a bunch of shit, it's like $70, maybe more, depending on the airline that you're doing. So now that's going to only be for people who are credit card holders, and they are also getting rid of open seating, which is honestly, that's a reason to fly Southwest now.
Wait, is that in terms of, it's like a bus you just go
Literally.
on? Whoa.
Literally, that's how they ran it before. And
Yeah,
it
that's
was
chaos.
And it's also, here's the problem. Southwest isn't like professional business travelers. It's mostly like leisure travelers. Not all, there are business people in there, but a lot of people are just like, this is my first time on a plane.
Right, yeah.
Oh my God. So it becomes this absolute chaotic situation where they're like, they don't know what they're doing. They're wandering around. They have way too much choice in the matter.
Yeah. Way too much choice, way too many questions, way too much anxiety. People that are anxious at an airplane or an airport, I'm like, think of it like a bus stop. We're all here. We're all going to get to where we're going. Why are you so fucking anxious?
Freaking out.
Just relax.
And then they're wandering around trying to pick their best place, or they're saving seats, and then you're not supposed to save seats, and then people are fighting over it. So they're getting rid of that, which I actually think is a good thing.
Yeah, definitely a good thing. That's
just tell me where to go.
insane.
Just tell me.
That's worse than Spirit.
Yeah.
I feel like Spirit wouldn't even do something
Spirit's
like that.
no, you sit there and you shut the fuck up. We charge if you speak. Not a bad policy.
Not a bad policy. Yeah, if you make one fucking peep, I would be like, Van, no peeping.
We don't have that in our budget.
Yeah.
The speaking budget. So they changed those 2 things for customer facing policies, and people freaked out. They were pissed about it. I've seen so many angry videos about this on TikTok.
Why people were mad that they assigned seats?
Not just the assigned seats, but getting rid of the 2 free bags.
Oh,
and then on top
yeah.
of this, like a week or 2 ago, they did been big layoff
Okay.
and laid off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So everyone's just like, what the fuck? Like, this is how you lose all your loyalty. Like, what is there a reason to fly Southwest? And Southwest, when they made this
None.
announcement, were saying like, oh, we want to like get our what is it? It was like the revenue that they get from customers checking bags is really, really low because they just charge for like the 3rd bag. And they're like, we want to be closer to like Delta or United in terms of like how much money we're making. So people online were saying they're comparing themselves to Delta or United. And they were like,
okay.
bitch, you're not even close.
No.
Like you're giving Spirit. You're giving
Yeah, I
maybe
would-
Frontier.
Yes, Frontier. That's the other one. I
Yeah.
think Alaska Airlines is also not great, right?
Alaska's, yeah. I mean, but Alaska's like really niche. I think the
Yeah.
actual plane's like kind of fine.
Okay.
But it like goes to Alaska.
Right.
And like
Or,
the
like-
Pacific Northwest.
Right. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So it's just a region where I'm like, well, I'm not involved.
I'm not involved.
Good luck to you guys over there.
Yeah.
JetBlue is the other one. Remember when JetBlue used to be really nice?
Yes.
It used to be
It's
sick.
not anymore?
No.
I think I'm taking JetBlue to your bachelorette.
I mean, it's-
no, I'm taking United.
It's fine. Like
Yeah.
JetBlue's fine. Like you're gonna. That's the thing with all these planes. Like you're gonna just sit down.
You're going to get
So-
there, maybe.
Sit the fuck down. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I flew through Denver last Wednesday, and then on Thursday the plane caught on fire. Did you see this?
No, I didn't. Oh my God. I didn't even know.
Another one. Let me.
They all blend together for me. I'm like, maybe I did hear about that, but there's been so many
So-
that honestly, it's not even newsworthy to me anymore, which is absolutely insane.
Considering
Crazy.
how much we fly, this is really starting to get concerning.
I know we fly a lot for
Yes, and our significant others.
our
Jesus
significant others
Christ.
are constantly on airplanes. Whoa.
What are we doing? Denver Airplane and American Airlines. American, I don't like American Airlines.
Yeah. it's not great.
The wing caught on fire at the airport. Had to
Man.
emergency land.
Wow.
Oh no, emergency landed, then caught fire.
Wow. That's
Yikes.
crazy.
But I don't think anyone died or anything like that. Thank
But still, I mean,
goodness.
could you
I know.
imagine,
If I
like-
looked, I'd be PTSD.
Yes. Imagine flying again after that.
No.
I'd be part of my brain would be like, okay, what are the odds that I'm on 2 fucking flights that something bad happens? But also, I never thought that I would ever be on a flight that something
Exactly.
bad happens. So
No, I know statistically I'd be like, well, I'm probably in the clear now, right?
right, I could probably take a flight for every day for the rest of my life.
And never have an issue.
yeah.
Well, yeah, so they they will lay off about 1,700 people, or 15% of its corporate staff,
Are they
including
DEI hires? Is that
yeah,
why?
probably. No, who knows? Including 11 senior execs. So no, they would never let a DEI hire up into a senior executive position. What are you, nuts? And this is their first layoff ever. The guy who used to was
Really?
run of it. Who
That's
was the name of this
Quite
man?
impressive.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is that like when I was saying earlier that they were used to be good. The guy who started it, I'm trying to grab his name, Huber or something. His founder. Let's find him. I should have written that down. Sorry, team. Herb Keller. Look at this man. Old fucking man. He is dead.
Okay.
He died in 2019. What a
and
great
it all went down to shit.
what a great time to die.
Oh man, I was
To be-
like, yeah, I've had that thought before where I'm like, how crazy is it that if you died in 2019, you would have no clue
He was
that
like-
the world was about to have a pandemic.
Everybody loves Southwest.
Yep.
Everything's going well. This is just a win.
Life is good.
Life is fine.
Trump's president by then, but life
Yeah,
is
it's
still
true.
pretty good.
But this man lived in Dallas. He might have been. I don't know much about Herb, but I
yeah,
do.
maybe he liked it.
Maybe he liked it. But I will tell you this: that Herb did know how to run a good company back then, and his staff had a ton of loyalty. They didn't even do any layoffs during COVID,
Wow.
which is ridiculous.
Which is insane for an airline company.
yeah. I mean, that was a period where we were like, all right,
Yeah.
we fucking get it. Like,
Yeah, I remember my brother was still working. He's a pilot, and he was still working, and he was like, yeah, just fly these empty planes all over the country.
that's wild.
He was like, it was so weird.
Yeah, that is very strange.
We're just like losing so much money. He obviously worked a lot less, but he was like, every once in a while he'd have to fly an empty plane, whereas like him, like 2 passengers
Yeah.
and his co-pilot, and they're just
They're like, you want to come up here and chat?
yeah, like legit. I don't know. This is fucking weird.
Yeah, so Southwest was able to manage that without doing any layoffs. Apparently, the reason that they are now struggling so much is, do you remember 2 years ago around Christmas time when they had that big fiasco with their computers?
Yes.
Oh my God. I was flying Southwest then. And we had this like crew that volunteered to come with us so that we could get out. Whoa. It was literally like on Christmas or something. We all like were like crying and applauding. We're like, oh my God, thank you. Because people were stranded forever.
Yes.
It was wild.
Damn, that's nuts.
High password. He's rubbing up on me. But anyway, because of that, they never financially recovered from that. They've still been struggling since. And that's why now they're like, all right, we need to make some goddamn money. We're having problems. They're not even cheap is the weirdest part.
Wait, really? I thought that they were so cheap.
No.
Wow.
Not like, I mean, maybe a little bit. They're not like quite the Delta prices or United prices, but like not cheap enough to warrant, the level of shenanigans.
I mean, that's what Spirit is. Isn't Spirit no longer, by the way?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Did they get absorbed?
They might have gotten absorbed. But I mean, that's the thing. And then you end up paying for bags. So if you're paying Southwest and then they're not that cheap and they're charging for bags, it really is like, what are we doing here?
Right. Just go and do the flight with a group that won't like fight you.
Yeah.
Actually, no, United, they'll fight you. Remember period
yes.
where they just beat the shit out of their passengers regularly?
I think that happened like at least twice, maybe 3 times, and it was viral videos. And it's like, guys, stop doing this.
Stop fucking up your passengers.
The PR team is just like, oh my God.
Wow. We need to get our entire company on anger management courses.
And they were always like feeble old people.
Yes.
It was never a young person that posed any threat. It was always a feeble old person who could barely travel. It was like their last time going to see their grandchildren, and they're getting dragged through the fucking aisle.
Like, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, please
stop.
I'm going to my ailing wife's house.
I'm going to her deathbed. Let me out. And they're like, you're gonna die now.
Yeah,
pissing us off.
You want to bet?
No, they were definitely the most thug of all the airlines.
Anything else on?
No, that's basically it. It's just been funny to me how. Well, I guess the one last thing is that the chief transformation officer last September said that they were going to keep the free bags because it was a key driver of choice, which creates the risk that customers may choose the competition if we change the policy. And they fired him last month.
Okay.
So they were like, yeah, we don't agree with you anymore. Goodbye.
Bye. Well,
bye, Ryan Green.
This is a non-issue if we fire you.
Yeah. They were like, we respect your opinion. Thank you so much for contributing to this meeting. See you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yep. So good luck to them.
Good luck to them.
I certainly, I flew them last week just because they were the only ones who had a nonstop between Denver and Portland.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I mean, listen, it was fine for the most part there, especially if it's 2 hours. You're like, whatever.
What's just the difference, honestly?
Minus there was just a lot of people milling about.
Yeah,
like, that was where I was
milling about.
That's where I was like, this is madness.
No loitering.
We've given these new flyers way too many options.
Yes.
Anyway.
Can't bust people on the flight.
No. Keep them on the ground.
Okay, so this I found fucking hilarious. So I was like, look we try not to talk politics on this pod because you know what? It's just not worth it. And there's honestly like too much to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just a constant.
It's a lot of cortisol and it would just take over the entire topic.
It truly would. Like we would become a politics podcast if we looked up like main news stories because I was trying to find stories for today and it was just like Trump did this. Trump is taking away some fucking native monument. Trump is doing whatever.
Trump got booped with a microphone.
No, I didn't see that. That's kind of amazing.
He was doing some interview and like it was like outside, so I guess there's wind or something, and it just goes boop, smacks him in the face.
That's great.
That was funny.
But there's like so much fucking shit. He's like deporting a bunch of people, even though the law says you can't. Yada yada. You guys live in the world. And I saw that Minnesota lawmakers are trying to make what they're calling TDS, or Trump derangement syndrome. You've probably heard it before. A classified mental illness.
What does it mean?
It means that even if Trump does something positive, the people that hate him will, like, no matter what, they're like so obsessed with hating him that they'll do anything to... They just like they can't like live their normal lives because they're so obsessed with hating him and they're just like protesting every day. But like it's just like so fucking stupid because I'm like, what is the cause of this other than hilarious clickbait? And
Yes, I mean, first of all,
I mean, what are you gonna go to a therapist and be like, I have Trump derangement syndrome? And be
they're like, oh, we've got a pill for that.
Yeah.
It's called killing yourself.
but
That
yeah.
is tough.
It's, I mean, what the fuck is the point of that? It's like this some weird,
think-
like you guys are honestly gonna put this into our government and be like,
No,
can
they're
we
not.
have
So
this?
this is like a real organization.
It's Senate Republicans from Minnesota.
I'll tell you this.
doing this.
I do not trust the government, period,
Maybe
anymore.
they fucking will. But then it's like, what? It doesn't
But
change
that's actually
anything.
so scary because then what happens if like someone's like, oh, well, you have Trump derangement syndrome in like a court or something?
Well, yeah, exactly. So people could be like, they could discredit other opinions that these people have because it's
Jesus
like, well,
Christ.
this person's mentally ill. They have Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh my
Because you could
God.
classify them as mental illness as
Yeah,
though they
then
have
you-
like bipolar disorder.
Exactly.
Or
It's the
something.
same as like if you claiming insanity or
Yeah.
whatever. Like when you go and have like a legitimate like, oh well, sorry, I get seizures, so like or something. Like I have like a real. Holy shit.
So any dissent
Guys,
would
everything. This is why we don't talk about politics because everything I'm like, oh,
be. Well, it's just crazy.
it is crazy.
I mean, it's obviously not going to get passed, but I'm like, what is
Hopefully.
the purpose? I mean, true. You never know these days. But I'm like, why would it's such a waste of time and it's such a troll that I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, every politician, frankly, on both sides is paying attention to the wrong things
oh,
in
absolutely.
a huge way.
We're getting cooked.
We're getting cooked. But yeah, I thought okay,
Still
so
paying a lot for eggs. I'll tell you that.
here are
Eggs are still expensive. Stock market not doing great either.
The
Did you see Tesla went down 50%?
I don't
50.
pay attention to Tesla stock.
50.
That's crazy.
Elon's freaking out. It's been really fun.
The Republican legislators write that the symptoms may include, in case you want to know if you have it, Trump-induced general hysteria, which produces an inability to distinguish between legitimate policy differences and signs of psychic pathology in President Donald Trump's behavior. Whatever.
This must be the first illness that's like hyper specific on like one person.
Yeah. Like, do you hate this person so much that it's taking over your fucking life?
How many people hate you that this like you have a disease about hating you named after you?
Right. And but also, by the way, the same could be argued about his defenders. People that like he could do the worst thing in the world and they spin it and they're like, no, this is good because.
You know what I would say is like just in general, if they changed it to political, like instead of Trump, it was just like politics. I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right. You know, like made it like less like person specific. And
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
you get
like where it's like you get hyper fixated on something and you can't like function in your job or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So, I mean, who fucking knows? But I thought that was such a hilarious thing to be brought forward,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
crazy.
such a sign of the times.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Trump derangement syndrome. Maybe we have it. I don't know.
Maybe we have it. I don't think so because there's certain things where I've been like, all right, well, that's fine.
That, and I would say,
You're so goddamn embarrassing the whole time.
I know. Yeah, and like, I mean, I don't know if this makes me a good or bad person, but like the protests, I don't fucking do that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the problem, like some of them, I'm like, bet that should probably happen, but a lot of them, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
you know.
Also, so many protests, by the way, because we live in New York. Let me tell you something. They're going by every day. I'm like, what exactly are you asking for? Nothing.
I know.
They're just like, I hate it here, and I have no job.
A lot of them are like that. Though the ones like right now with like that random with the guy who had like all of his paperwork and they were like, you're out.
Yeah. What's
Not
his
that
name?
one. I don't know. I should know this. Damn it.
Something Mahmood.
That's a real red flag. I don't know how to say this, guys. That's
He was like a pro-Palestine guy. and he
Yeah.
organized some stuff, right?
Yeah.
At college.
I mean, if you
which
did
is-
a crime, then that's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah.
Go arrest him and do crime stuff.
Right.
But just to take his citizenship away, like I'm like, it's insane.
You better have some hard evidence. and it better
Holy
be
shit, folks.
lining up with the law. But I mean, you know, people.
There's a process. You
yeah.
can't just take people's citizenship
No.
just because you're like, yeah. Like you go through the processes.
Right.
And then from there, that's determinations.
Correct.
You know? Anyway.
Anyway, I guess I'll this kind of flows well into my next one, and then we
Okay.
can get into yours. But speaking of processes and all that, the FDA decided to be a big fucking bummer, and they're making poppers illegal. So they raided some poppers places. So poppers, if you don't know what they are, basically they're used primarily, I would say, in the gay community, they're sold at convenience stores. And
Yeah, what's up with poppers? I actually don't know enough about these. I know that they were prominently a white elephant gift at my last hosted White Elephant, which was very funny because there was like 3 gay guys and we were like, well, do you guys want those?
Take the poppers. Poppers, they're like marketed as nail polish remover, but everyone knows that if you sniff them, you get this high, you get a euphoric high, and you relax a lot everywhere, including your asshole. So that's why it's helpful if you want to ever do anal, I guess. It's like just easier.
Good to know.
I have been told, because I famously have trouble doing anal, I have a bit about it, and after shows, people have definitely told me quite a bit about the poppers. I'm like, I know about the poppers. I'm not.
Have you ever tried them?
No, I haven't. I probably should if we really want to go down that road again.
You better do it soon.
I know. I got to stock up. You know what? I should buy a fuckload of poppers and then sell them on the black market.
You could do that. Absolutely.
I could do that too.
You could do a lot of things.
I could do anything. But anyway, yeah, so they're trying to make them not legal anymore because they are so bad for you. It's like taking drugs, basically. But
it's terrible for your brain, right?
It's terrible for your brain, but I'm like, you know what?
So is drinking 3 bottles of wine.
Right, and that's never stopped me.
That's not illegal.
Yeah, you know, it's bad for your health. Cigarettes, those are legal. You
Totally.
know? So it's kind of like one of these things where it's definitely, it's a gray area, which is why they've been legal and not legal a few times.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, they've kind of switched over. Because this is my health for everything. I was like, are poppers legal in France? And even there, they flip-flop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, when Europeans are like, then you should probably listen. You know?
Exactly. I mean, I guess Europeans famously rip tons of cigarettes and do whatever, but
yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
and they're fine.
Yeah, so if you are interested in having more pleasurable butt stuff, stock up at your local CVS.
Yeah, you better hurry. You better hurry. It does. I don't like that they're doing this right now with all the.
Do you think it's like a hate crime?
Yeah, I'm sure. The timing's tough.
The timing is tough. Because it's primarily used by the gay community.
Right. Like it's famously known for that. So don't love it. That's another red flag. All red flags.
Yeah.
It's been all red flags coming out the old federal organizations.
It's also really funny how one of them is called it's like supposed to be like nail polish remover, and then they're called Rush and like all these crazy names.
Yeah. They're like
you know that
to soak off your acrylics.
Yeah, sure. You know that Troye Sivan song, I feel the rush.
Oh yeah,
addicted to your touch. That's about a popper.
Really?
I feel the rush. Yeah, Rush is a popper.
It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
Wow, that totally changes that song.
Yeah,
I mean, it's actually kind of like same vein.
Same thing. Yeah.
But now I'm gonna tell everybody. The second that song comes out, I'm gonna be like, "You guys know this?
Oh yeah,
that was about poppers."
Well, might be a thing of the past. I don't know.
There we go.
We'll see. Anyway, you got one last?
I got
story?
one last story about these 2 astronauts, Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. These guys got pretty fucking famous last June when they went on a mission with NASA that was supposed to be about like a week, 10 days or so long, to go to the International Space Station and do some work. I don't know what they were doing. I think it was some whatever. Science shit, you know, shenanigans, whatever.
Space things.
Space activities. So they go up into space, and when they're heading up there, they were testing Boeing's new Starliner spacecraft.
Boeing, so that's always a nightmare.
So that's where the trouble starts.
Yeah.
Boeing hasn't been able to nail on the ground, like planes in the air on Earth. Mm-mm. So what the fuck are we doing sending your stuff out into space where there's a lot more variables?
Good luck, Boeing.
Good luck, Boeing.
Let's focus. Let's like laser focus on getting your planes from point A to point B.
No more fires.
Yeah.
No more fires. Well, anyway, this thing did not work. It did not go as planned. They flew it up into space, and I guess there was issues with like, I don't know, the helium or something like that. Like there were a bunch of issues with the actual ship itself.
Yeah. And
they tried to do the repairs, but they weren't able to get it into a position where they were able to feel confident like flying it back with people on board. It's crazy that like we bitch about like automatic cars and stuff, and there's planes and ships. They don't need us at all.
Yeah.
They fly no problem.
That's true.
Right?
Huh. Yeah. But then if you see those things in San Francisco where you get in and
the
there's
Waymos,
I was like,
Matt just went on a Waymo a couple weeks ago for the first time, and he's obsessed with them now.
I bet.
He's like, well, I can't wait for Waymos to get to New York. And I'm like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
You don't think?
I think it's so, like, there's so much erratic shit happening here.
Yeah, that's
They would
true.
really need to have that algorithm
That and I mean,
smooth.
I guess the same is true in any city, but it would be sad because there's such an economy going on for drivers of Ubers.
I
and
think between
taxis.
that, also, I don't know if this is still, maybe they've gotten away around this, but people would fuck with the Waymos and just put cones over their cameras.
Oh my God, fuck you.
I know, but also New Yorkers are going to do that.
Yeah, yeah, we will. Did whatever happened?
We
with
love fucking with things.
those robot police officers, didn't we?
They took them away.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, they got rid of them because obviously, yeah, that was an Eric Adams special right there.
Oh yeah,
That was what he'll be known for.
You ever see those robots going around making sure you're not shoplifting, I guess, or whatever?
Yeah,
the fuck,
yeah.
In Stop and Shop, you seen those?
I've seen those.
Yeah.
What's the end game there?
I don't know, because it's like you're really gonna track me down. No, you're not.
Yeah,
It's
like
a Stop and Shop.
you're
Who
not.
gives a
I'm gonna
shit?
steal this taco seasoning, and you're gonna analyze the footage from this robot and find me in New York. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Also, here's an idea. Why don't you just have, I don't know, store cameras?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you have this robot going around being a narc?
I will tell you this though. I do get nervous when it comes around. I'm not
Yeah.
shoplifting. I'm not doing anything. I'm still like,
Yeah.
what if I accidentally just shoplifted? What if?
You know what would be cool is if you could ask it like a person and be like, where is the taco seasoning?
That would be useful.
That would be useful.
That would be useful, but they're not going to do that.
No. Or open this thing so I can get deodorant because apparently that's, behind Fort Knox, as we all know.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Portland. You got to get your shit together.
Why?
I
What's
went to
happening?
the CVS. Security guard in a bulletproof vest.
Oh my God.
I was like, folks, I live in New York and this is freaking me out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's so weird because it's such like a crunchy,
It's a
like,
sleepy town.
Sleepy town.
Small.
And then CVS was, there's obvious, they've made drugs legal for a while. And I
Yeah.
think all hell broke loose. They're now criminalized again.
Yeah.
But it's still, they're figuring things out still. The most boarded up CVS I've ever seen in my life, and it's not close. And I had been in San Francisco for 4 weeks, and I live in New York City. So it's not
Damn.
like I'm coming from like Boise.
Yeah, right. You're a seasoned vet.
I've seen some legitimate places with, diverse communities of crime people involved.
crime people. Mm-hmm. Crime of all types of people.
Crime out and about. We certainly have some here in New York, and you can access way more shampoo in New York City than you can in Portland, Oregon.
And oh God. And we don't have many. Like it's only the budget ones that are not behind the glass.
I know. It's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass.
All right. Well, back to these NASA travel folks. So they got stuck at the International Space Station and then needed to get a ride home, which is like way easier said than done if you're not going back on the spaceship that like originally had you. So they kept trying to figure out ways to get them in without disrupting the other. There's like 7 astronauts who are normally supposed to be positioned there. I think they can fit up to like 11 or something along those lines. And they're from all different countries. It is kind of cool that we still, as much as we're fighting on Earth, in space, we do still collaborate quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like Russian astronauts up there. They had like, I think some folks from Europe up there as well. And so like just getting like 2 random Americans on a spaceship back down is not simple.
Yeah.
So they had to stay up there for, now it's been 9 months of them trying to figure out how to get them out. Then they were,
Oh my God.
9 months. So it went from 1 week
Oh my God.
to a 9-month business trip.
Did they have enough food? Like, what
So thankfully the space station is positioned already to like
okay.
take care of a bunch of people. So they've got a lot of
Thank
resources
God.
up there.
Yeah.
They have planned that. And there were ships coming up. It was just like there's not very many seats on it. So either
That's crazy.
the other astronauts that were up there had already been up for like a year or so, but planned. Like they knew
yeah.
they were going to be there.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, well, do we leave these guys and then like
Right. The
like have
logistics
them
are
stay
harder.
longer? Yeah, it was like this weird, like one of those puzzles where you're like, all right, you have to forward them across the river, but the
Right.
dog and the chicken can't be on the same boat. How do you get them?
And Susie
across?
is Becca's mom, and they have,
and they have history. So Exactly. So as a result, these guys got stuck up there for way longer than they were supposed to. And everybody was freaking out about this. I finally actually read an article about this. The astronauts do not care.
Really?
They don't care. They were pretty psyched about it. I was like, that sounds like a nightmare. I'd be so scared. I'd feel like really freaked out about the whole thing. Apparently for them, as an astronaut, you train your entire life to go into space, and you might go like 2, maybe 3 times, maybe.
Yeah.
And doing a week-long trip is like really, really short. Most of the time you want to go up there for like 6 months or more, potentially.
Wow. Okay.
So they were hyped about the opportunity to stay up there for a longer period, which is part of the reason they were like, okay, well, we're going to take these other people out.
Yeah.
You know, like do these normal switches since they've been up there for a year already and let these people stay a little longer while we figure out the logistics.
Okay.
But meanwhile, down on Earth, we're like, save the astronauts, get them down.
That's
it
how I
became like a
felt.
political thing. Trump and Elon, in some of the criticisms of the Biden administration, said they were abandoning them. And meanwhile, the guys are up there just fucking chill out.
Yeah,
It's
we're
gonna be
hanging
fine.
out.
And they said that NASA had turned down SpaceX's offer to go and get the guys. And
Probably not a legitimate offer. It's like you don't have the resources to do that or something.
Yeah,
Or maybe they did, I
NASA,
don't know.
Elon didn't comment further on it. NASA didn't comment on it. NASA just said, we chose the route that made the most financial and logistical sense.
Yeah, and Elon's trying to make it a thing, like they snubbed him.
Exactly.
Right.
No, Elon probably was like, yeah, we'll go get them for $100 million.
Yeah.
And NASA's like, well, that's not in budget. So we're going to let these happy astronauts sit in space for a few more weeks and figure out a way to do it. But now they are actually, as of this morning, the plane landed, or the ship landed that was going to now take them back off. I'm sure to like have a turnaround period. And this was really cute. They got greeted by an unusual little person here.
Oh yes, I saw this.
By an alien. So one of the astronauts dressed up as an alien. So like there's a video of them coming out, and the astronaut they're getting on, and he's wearing an alien's mask.
That's cute. That's fun. I love a little fanfare. We like fanfare here on Risky Business News.
Also, it was the Russian astronaut.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
That's kind of fun.
They're not
Not
usually
known for their humor.
for being fun. I'll tell you that.
Not known for being good time gals. But this guy, yeah, he's cruising around in a sweatshirt with an alien mask.
How do people sleep in space? Are they just like suspended in some weird
Dude,
swirl
I don't
thing?
know. But I guess that's what a lot of the research is on how the impact of gravity is on your body. Because it's like your bone density goes down quite a bit because you need the gravity to keep your bones.
Yeah. I would imagine your muscles also
kind
of atrophy.
I think like majority of what they're up to is just trying to work out and like keep your body together.
Interesting.
We're really not supposed to be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alien greets Crew 10 during their welcome to the International Space Station. Hilarious. We love it.
Well, good for them.
Yep. So hopefully they'll be coming back down soon. They're probably like, no, God damn it.
I know.
But
Well,
end of an era, folks. 9 months of those guys being locked up there.
9 months. Oof.
I think they like voted from there. Like it was a whole
Really? Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, they've been up there since last June. So
Wow. If they didn't vote for Trump, he would have been like, we're keeping him up there.
probably.
They're never coming home.
Maybe they didn't and they were like,
Yeah.
oh God, he's gonna leave us.
He would.
He absolutely would.
100%.
He absolutely
Just
would.
to prove a point.
But hopefully that was a private thing because it should be, because that's voting. So
Yeah. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please do us a big favor and like and subscribe to our YouTube. Please tell your friends about this podcast. Follow me at May_Planert. I'm doing some shows around New York on weekends now. And Risque Business News on Instagram as well.
follow me at Laura Sogar, and I will be doing a brewery show in Upstate on Thursday.
Cool.
Yeah. So come to that. I'll post something about that if you live in the area. And then I'm on the road some. I don't remember what my next one is. I don't know, because I have a wedding I'm trying to figure out, folks. Huh.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
So much. It's
So I got a lot to do.
a lot of micro decisions
A lot
going
of
on
micro
over
decisions,
here.
macro decisions too.
Okay.
But
we're going to get it all done. It's going to be fun. And yeah, follow us on Instagram so you can see wedding photos when those come out.
oh my
How about
God.
that?
Yay. All right.
And Tulum bachelorette parties.
Hell
Stuff too.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.